Welcome, everyone. This is Dr. Shiva. For those of you joining us, that's our intro video. We have 4 awesome people here. They're part of our Truth, Freedom, and Health movement. I will have them introduce themselves shortly. And before I do that, I just want to give a very, very quick overview of what we're going to be discussing today. Obviously, there was some interesting theater that took place in the last 48 hours. 48 migrants were sent by Ron DeSantis. And he apparently went and there's different reports on this, found them, somehow got them to get on a plane and sent them over to Martha's Vineyard. We know that Trump has been known as a master troller. Ron DeSantis obviously wants to run for office, so he decided to one-up him. And so that was a theater. Now, that theater exposed the hypocrisy of the left, which isn't that hard to do, by the way. And yesterday we did a video exposing that hypocrisy because myself and Frank, Jamie and Kristen, we're all in Massachusetts. We all have Jenny Smith, who's out in Florida. She'll give her perspective. And Jill, where are you out of? We'll come to Jill. Jill, introduce herself.
Hi, I'm out of California.
And Jill will talk about the hypocrisy in California that she's seen. But fundamentally, the event that took place with DeSantis sparked obviously a lot of media attention. And that media attention, I think the last 24 hours, they say that DeSantis took a truckload of probably the most amount of money in to his campaign donation. So obviously it worked really, really profitably for him, which was really the goal. But it has not solved the immigration problem. For decades, the immigration problem continues, and neither the left or the right has any interest in solving it. What they are very, very good at is to keep working people chasing their tails every 2 to 4 years. And we'll come back to that. Before I go into that, I want our wonderful set of very, very intelligent people from very diverse backgrounds. Jason to Frank, if you could just introduce yourself, which state you're in, and very briefly, 15 seconds, what you do for a living so people understand your background. And then I'll give us a detailed overview, and then we'll get our panel's thoughts on this. So let's just start with a brief intro. Jason, go ahead.
Hey, yeah, I'm Jason. I'm in Maine. I grew up in Massachusetts, but I live in Maine now. And I've done a number of different things. I used to run my own landscaping business, from roofing to I did welding for a number of years. I actually work in a warehouse now. So yeah, I'm just a working class guy, and I live up in Maine.
Thanks, Jason. Great to have you. Kristen, go ahead.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kristen. I live in Massachusetts in the central part. I am a community health worker, and I work with low-income populations, primarily right now in home health.
Great. Thanks, Kristen. Let's go over to Jenny Smith. Jenny's down in Florida. Go ahead, Jenny.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me, Dr. Shiva. My name is Jenny Smith, and I am in the Jacksonville area of Florida, and I have 2 boys, and I've been a parental rights and informed consent advocate for over a decade.
Great. Thanks, Jenny. And let's go over to Jill Jones in California.
Hello, I'm Jill Jones. I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area of California. I'm a parent. That's pretty much my job now because I have to homeschool my kids with all of our policies here. So I'm a teacher and parent.
Great. Thank you, Jill. Thanks for joining us. Let's go over to Suresh. Go ahead, Suresh.
Hi, everyone. I live in Buffalo, New York. I grew up in India. I work with computers and people. So
great. Thanks, Suresh. And then we have Frank. Go ahead, Frank.
Hi, my name is Frank Licata. I'm from Massachusetts. I also spent quite a bit of time in New Hampshire, first in the nation. I am a self-employed blue-collar worker. I'm an electrician of over 30 years or so. And I met Dr. Shiva in 2017 at his first of 2 campaign, U.S. Senate, runs for U.S. Senate, sorry. And it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Great. Thanks, Frank. So someone just put up this comment, and this really is a great comment. So JY said, so Dr. Shiva, so you feel we should not vote for Republicans. Won't that leave us in the same destruction the Democrats are doing? Now, what do we do to get this evil administration out? Great question. So it's a wonderful question. And let me begin by answering that question by giving you some of the responses I recently gave to a post I did this morning, which is what precipitated this conversation, because people said, let's have a conversation right now. I said, great. And by the way, JY Denton says, amazing panelist tonight. So thank you, JC Denton. So let me share that with you, that post here with you. Can everyone see this? The Facebook? Can you guys see it?
Yeah, we can see it, Dr. Shiva.
So what this says is, let me go down here. It says, so I put up this post earlier. I said, is everyone getting it? DeSantis is being positioned as Trump 2.0. He does a stunt that does indeed expose the hypocrisy of the left, which ain't that hard, and then milks it to become the news story so the masses on the quote unquote right think DeSantis is their new savior. regardless, neither left nor right career politicians will ever solve the immigration quote unquote problem as they profit from it. Being drawn into this theater, again, serves only one purpose. Everyone should listen to this: distraction from taking personal responsibility to build a bottoms-up movement for truth, freedom, and health. So when I put that up, different people responded. And I want to share with you some of the responses, because I personally got on and was responding this morning. Tina Runner says, agreed, I like DeSantis, but the entire government as we know it is broken and needs to be returned to and run by the people, not the elite. So I said, Tina, you nailed it. This is not about DeSantis or Trump or Biden or Obama. They are just the puppets, the actors, the theater. They may be nice fellows for all you and I know. This is about being effective, solving problems beyond left and right by uniting working people to take responsibility, have self-respect, and build a bottoms-up movement. The other point, Lisa Marie Hilbish said, if only everyone truly understood what you were talking about, you speak total truth. Unfortunately, we're now in a world where no one wants to take the time to understand what's going on. I'll repeat what Lisa said. No one wants to take the time to understand what's going on and what's truly at stake. So I said, Lisa, be hopeful. You get it. There are many others who are waking up. This is why the establishment will push this news and stunts to get folks distracted. Come to the next open house. And by the way, go to vashiva.com/orientation. We do these on Thursdays. And Jennifer Hines said, what are you suggesting? That DeSantis is a fraud? I said, Jennifer, nothing being suggested, different goals. He is part of a machine that is not interested in solving the fundamental problems of working people. That requires a movement where you respect yourself and take responsibility. If you'd like to chat or talk, come to our next open house. And then another gentleman said, Ken Day said, it couldn't be more obvious. While there are a number of governors fighting for the greater, why is Governor DeSantis the only one in the MSM spotlight? I said, Ken, exactly. The stage managers and casting agents are selecting their next leads in their next theater production. So that's pretty much it. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about is that this is all theater. And so if you want to be on a train that has a Ferris wheel on it and has a bunch of dogs chasing their tail, then if you want to be on the train of Republicans and Democrats and this theater, it's not a left-wing position or a right-wing position, DeSantis did a stunt. And the left are hypocrites. Both are true, but it doesn't deny this is a stunt, and it doesn't deny that the left are hypocrites. But if you look at the immigration issue, which has persisted for decades now, you have to come to this very simple, logical conclusion that the elites don't give a damn about immigrants and they don't give a damn about the American people. Because if they did, Congress, by the way, the president is not responsible for the immigration issue. It is Congress. It is legislation. And Congress takes vacations left and right. They haven't said, we're going to be here day and night and we're going to solve this issue. They don't do that. And there are many, many solutions. Many of the immigrants who do come do work hard, and that is a fact. And many of you out there use immigrant labor. Let's be honest. Wall Street thrives on immigrant cheap labor. So they don't want to end, quote unquote, illegal immigration. And the right uses it for pumping up Wall Street, and the left uses it for voting blocks. It's also true. So neither wing of the establishment has an interest in solving immigration. If you look at any issue right now, any issue, election fraud, integrity issue, the pandemic, the climate, whatever, environment, what these guys are very good at, and listen very carefully, they take a real issue, and they figure out how to build a message around it. They get people all excited, and they figure out, oh, that's a good message. Immigrants are all lazy bums. We need to get them out. The right will use that. Or the left will say, oh, no, immigrants are the poor, poverty-stricken people because they need them for votes. Whatever that message is, they manufactured that message and they pummel you all day long with that message. And that message, the more you get distracted by that message and you give them their dollars, they make cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching money. And I know this personally. We saw it in our own election here in Massachusetts. Kristen was out on the ground. Jason was out on the ground. Frank was out on the ground. Our election was clearly stolen. We exposed the real issues with election fraud, ballot images being destroyed, the real issues having to do with chain of custody, signature verification. All of these issues the real issues got thrown in the dustbin of history. Trump talked about, Mike Lindell talked about China attacking us from nowhere. Buy my pillows. China attack, buy my pillows. And everyone has pillow codes right now. And the fundamental issues never get dealt with. but they've messaged it. So a whole wing of the right thinks Trump's their savior. Trump, cha-ching, 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 made $500 million. Can anyone tell me where that money went? Then you go to the left on the issue of the environment. Yeah, pollution is the issue. China can double their pollution right now. But stupid idiots like AOC and Bernie Sanders have made the pollutant be CO2. CO2 is not a pollutant. We need it. All the potheads are putting in CO2 into their greenhouses, right? All day long. Because CO2 is necessary for human existence. But they don't talk about the real pollutants. They've made CO2 the issue, and now the Green New Deal is going to get trillions of dollars. You see, it's about money and messaging. And that's what we're talking about here. So the real issue is the Martha's Vineyard thing is a huge opportunity, not to say, oh my God, we're going to get behind DeSantis. Oh my God, there's no one else. What should we do? It's that same old desperate bullshit of he's the only fucking person who can save us now, just like Trump could. Make America great, lock her up, the swamp. None of that got done. The swamp got stronger. Trump printed $7 trillion. Fauci came in, and so on. So everyone needs to get their head out of their what. Some people wonder why I use the F word and not use the ASS word. I don't know why. You can do your own analysis on it. But the bottom line is this, that the establishment has created a Ferris wheel. Imagine a Ferris wheel on a train, and that train is going nowhere. And you can get on that dumbass train and keep chasing your tail all day in this next election cycle. Or as we go to Jason and Kristen and Jenny and Jill and Suresh and Frank, and you'll hear their positions, that it has taken me personally decades in our movement, years, to create an infrastructure called Truth, Freedom, Health. It's a system of knowledge where you can become wise. You can have a community of working people, bottoms up, and we can build a movement where you open your eyes and you see the only way that we get real problems solved and real solutions is by building a bottoms up movement, period. So if you keep asking questions, oh, should we vote for the Republicans? The sky is going to fall down. Well, this bullshit has been going on year after year after year after year. Oh my God, the Democrats, we have to vote for Walter Mondale because Reagan is going to blow up the world. Well, that didn't happen. And then, oh my God, we have to vote for George Bush because the opposition is so bad. Oh my God, we have to vote for Trump because they're bad. So this lesser of two evils bullshit is that they have working people doing one spectacularly deficient behavior, which is not taking personal responsibility, not having self-respect, and outsourcing your responsibility to these foolish, and they may be nice people, don't get me wrong. Ron DeSantis plays baseball. I play baseball. He and I probably would get along. You probably could have a nice beer with Obama. You probably can even drive around with Biden and not fall over a few times. So whatever it is, these people are probably nice people, bad people, or good people. It's all irrelevant. But they're on a train that you will be used. That train goes nowhere. And if you go to the website, Truth, Freedom, Health, and you look at what our movement has done in just 3 to 4 years, we've actually won. We're the ones, our movement is the one independently exposed that government and Twitter are one. Tucker Carlson never covered it. It is our movement that exposed the pandemic long in 2019. Long before the opportunists like Kennedy got involved. It is this movement that completely exposed the fundamental issues that left and right can come together on the election issues. So if you are once again going to get on this train, well, shame on you. You're going to get what you deserve.